Hey guys, and welcome back to the WordPress Intensive Care Unit. We're going to look how we can add custom user-made fields to the user profiles while having the ability to fill those fields up with a Gravity Forms plugin and registration add-on. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, the code that we're displaying today was not built by me specifically. It was built by an owner of a website called JustinAdlock.com. So thanks, Justin, for this code. I'm only rebuilding this tutorial because we're going to learn how we can use it with Gravity Forms and their registration add-on. Now, I already assume that you have a WordPress installation on a web hosting account, or you've installed WordPress to your local machine and that you've bought a developer license of Gravity Forms, which allows you to have access to the registration add-on. So, if you have all that, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, we need to pull the functions file from your theme folder of WordPress. As you can see right here in FileZilla, I'm in my themes folder, my BuddyPress corporate folder, and I've dragged the functions file straight to my desktop, and I've opened that file up in Notepad++. Now, if you go back to the article, you'll see how I have a few download buttons here that says download project code, and you can download the actual code that we're using in this tutorial. Alright, that download will consist of this file right here. And to go ahead and get started, what we're going to do is copy the top code, just like so. And we're going to add it to the top of our functions file. Okay, and so here's where I added it right here, starting on line 8, right beneath the new comment form. Okay, so make sure it's just like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this real fast. First of all, we can see that this code right here is creating the actual field that needs to be populated by the user. Okay, and we're just going to change this up, and the first field is going to be how old are you? Because really the purpose of doing this is to be asking questions that normally WordPress wouldn't ask when a user registers to your website. So how old are you? We're going to put a description for the field. Just like so. Now, what we need to do is we need to put a specific ID to this field. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just put user, so U for user underscore age. Okay, just like so. Alright, just like that. So there should be 3 to edit there. So we have the name, so U underscore age. The ID is U underscore age. And right here, U underscore age. Okay, now let's go ahead and upload this to our folder here. Okay, now if I go back to looking at a user profile, if I refresh it, I should be able to scroll down and extra profile information. How old are you? And then you have a field, and you can type in a number. Now, here's the thing. First of all, if you hit update user, and scroll back down, you'll see that data is totally empty, okay, or that field's totally empty. So what's the point in having this when you can't save the data being put into the field? So what we're going to do is we are going to go back to our project file, right here, and we're going to copy the code to the very bottom, all of it, just like so, and we're going to paste it underneath our current code in the functions file, just like so. Okay, like this. Okay, once you've done that, let's go ahead and click on save. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and just re-upload this file back to our server because I do want to make a point. Okay, refresh your page. Now, if you scroll down and you add a number and hit update, you'll notice that the field still did not save, and that's because what you have to do is go back and you gotta change these field IDs. Okay, so for example, you're going to go right here and you're going to add that custom ID that we just put in. So for example, we called the age field U underscore age, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing right here, U underscore age. Okay, so now you can see how these correlate to these up here. Okay. Worked out pretty good. So once you've saved that file, let's go ahead and re-upload that functions file back to your folder. And we'll head back to that user part of the website. Now check this out. How old are you? 18. Update user. Now at the very bottom, you'll see that it updated and it stayed. Okay, so if I refresh it, that data is still there. Okay, so now we have figured out how to basically create a new custom user meta field while being able to populate it, while being able to save the population once you update the user. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to work with a couple of fields instead of just working with one, because I want to show you how you can copy and paste the code and how to correspond more than just one custom field. So what we're going to do is, in order to make a whole nother field, you don't need to copy all the same code. You just need to copy from the close tr tag to the open tr tag. Okay, just like that. And we're going to just repaste it. Now what we're going to ask is male or female. Okay, now like we just did before, we need to go ahead and we need to set the ID for this field. So we're going to call it U sex, just like that. Okay, just like that. And just like that, remember you got 3 different ID fields to change. So now, male or female corresponds to the ID of U_sex. So what we're going to do is scroll back down here, and we need to create another field or another line of code that will save that data upon submission. So just copy this right here, just like that. And then of course, you already configured this one out. U and sex. Just like that, okay? So now you can see how this line of code and their IDs correspond back up here with this line of code and its IDs, and they're both U_sex, okay? So now what we're going to do is, again, we're going to minimize. We're going to upload that functions file straight to the themes folder again. Now let's go back and check our work and see how that worked out. Okay, so male or female, you see that down here, and I'm going to type in male. And it's saved. Perfect. So, alright, we're just going to add a few more here. So again, we're going to copy this code, just like so. And let's see, what should we ask? Are you tall or short? Alright. I forgot to change the description on the second field. Alright, and then do the same thing down here for the description. Alright, now, for the third field, again, we need to set a specific ID. So user height, just like so, as you can see. Okay, just like that. And again, scroll back down here, create a new line, and change the IDs. Just like so. Okay, we're going to go back, upload that file, and check our work, just to make sure we're doing a good job. Okay, tall or short? Well, I'm actually 6'3", so we'll do tall. And voila, it's saved. Okay, we're going to add one more field. Again, we're going to save this code. We're going to paste it. Okay, we're going to go, how high can you jump? And you don't have to add a description to these fields. This is just optional, but it does help the user when they go back and edit their profile. Okay, so we're going to just type this in and go jump for the U_jump for the identification. Okay, just like so. And of course, we have that third one over here to the right. Okay, and once again, we're going to copy this code or this line and change it to U_jump. Alright, and again, we're going to upload that functions file back, and we are going to check our work. 12 inches. Alright, there we go. So, that's how you add the user or custom user meta to a profile. Okay. Now, we need to go ahead and start discussing on how we can use gravity forms to serve as a registration form on your website while transmitting this custom data back to these fields automatically. Okay, right when a user signs up on your site. So here's what we're going to do. Now that we have our fields built, we're going to scroll back up, and I already assume that you have gravity forms. So we're going to hover our mouse over here, and we're going to click on New Form. And I'm going to name it Register to WordPress ICU. Alright, just like so. Okay. Now, what you need to remember is that you still have to ask for the default fields. So I believe when you're registering on WordPress, it asks for a username and password. And so you have to go ahead and ask for those. So what we'll do is we'll add a single line text field here, and we'll call it username. Okay, must be required, just like that. We're going to add, of course, under advanced, the email section. Okay, and just like so, we'll require that. We're going to also add a password section so the user can set its own password. And we're going to check that. Now, if we go back, if we open up another window, we're going to work in two windows here for a few minutes. We need to see what our custom fields were. Alright, check this out. So we need how old are you? So we're going to add a number field, and I know that it was a gravity form. Yep, number field, there it is. Okay, and we're going to name it how old are you? Okay, we will require that. We're going to add a male or female, and what we can do is add a drop-down box for this. Okay. And what we'll do is alright, we'll require that. Okay, we have are you tall or short? So we'll just do a single, or actually, you know what? We'll use an example as far as a checkbox, because you can use checkboxes. Alright, so like this. Then we'll go short, tall, or gigantic. Okay, and we'll do required. Alright, for the last one, how high can you jump? And we'll also we'll do a drop down for this. Alright, if you can jump 30 inches, that's pretty awesome. Anyways, we'll go ahead and require that. Okay, and they must select an option. Now, you can see that in our gravity forms we have all of our fields. We have a field to choose a username, the email field, the password field so they can choose a password to log in with, the how old you are, okay, just like over here. We have the female or male. We have the are you tall or short, and how high can you jump. So let's go ahead and full screen this again and click on Save Form. And then it'll say preview this form setup. You know, you can keep editing or return to form list. Well, what we're going to do is return to form list, and we need to create a page to serve as our registration page. So just like that. Now, when you create this registration page, you need to add that form shortcode in here. So this is how we're going to do that. We click on the this little icon right here for gravity forms, and we select the form that we want to display. So register to WordPress ICU, just like that. And insert form. and we'll go ahead and publish this page, and we'll choose to view the page. And here's our form. Okay, this is our registration form for the website, but it doesn't register the user yet. Okay, so here's what we need to do. When you go back to your dashboard, on the left you'll see the forms menu. Okay, you need to go to user registration, and right up here at the top we need to click on new feed, and where it says action, this field, we need to select create user. And then we need to tell what form to use to create the user. So we need to choose register to WordPress ICU. Now, you are presented with this user settings page, and all this is doing is saying, okay, which field does this option? Okay, so right here is saying, what do we need to use for the username? We're going to use the choose username field. So now, whatever is put into this field for the form is going to be used as the username to log in with. All right, the first name. Didn't put a first and last name in there, but that's okay because it's not required. But anyways, the display name, we can just choose the username. As far as the email, will be set when the provider email please field is filled out. Okay, the password is the choose a password field. Okay, and then you can select the role that the user will be when signing up. So we'll just do subscriber. Now, here comes the important part. Okay, I'm going to bring up two windows again here because we need to look at our code. I closed. No, I didn't. Okay. So here's our code here. So here's how this works. Okay, we're going to work down to top, or from top to bottom. Excuse me. So for the user made it, we're going to add a custom field. So scroll down. Alright, now, remember how we were adding these IDs over here. U_age, U_sex, U_height, U_jump. Okay, what we're going to do is right here, we're going to go for the age field, U_age. We're going to fill up this box using the how old are you field. Okay, we're going to add another one. Okay, U_sex. Now these are case sensitive, remember that. So make sure that if you have lowercase IDs over here, you're using lowercase IDs in gravity forms. Male or female for the sex. Okay, height. So we're going to add another custom. U_height. And we're going to choose I guess we can't use a checkbox, but we'll just use this still for an example. We'll just say tall. If they click on tall, the height will be filled in with tall. And then, of course, how high can you jump? Alright. So, you jump. Alright, just like that. And we're going to populate this with the how high can you jump field. Now, this is all you need to do to make this work. Okay, once you've completed your user made a custom fields and you've selected which fields to populate those, you're going to click on save. Now let me delete a user here so I can register on video. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to use Internet Explorer so my cache, so I can stay logged in on my Chrome. Alright. Username, Google. I am 20 years old. I'm a male. I'm tall. And I can jump 7 to 15 inches. Alright, hit submit. Alright, thanks for contacting us. But you can change this confirmation to say, hey, thanks for registering with WordPress ICU. You can now log in. You can say whatever you want. Let's go back to the user fields, and if we did this correctly, it should have registered our user. Here's our user, and right below here, there are our fields that we populated within the registration form. There you go, guys. So, I hope this video helped. I'm sorry that it's 20 minutes long. However, I wanted to make sure that we covered everything clearly. If you have any questions, leave a comment in the article, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thanks again for watching, and welcome to the WordPress Intensive Care Unit. My name is John King.